he's getting there. I think it's different for him, right? Because Jay Sean has not played the point guard. The ball's been in his hands, but he's played off the ball for the bulk of his career. But I think he's really picking it up well. I think he's understanding when to attack and when to not attack and how deep to go. And Jay Sean, as we all know, he's a straight ahead aggressive player. So teaching him the nuances of that position will take some time and be an adjustment for him. But he's a very willing learner.
When you look at Andrew Dockich, a lot of people, I think when he first got here weren't sure how much he was going to play. What role do you expect him, to play, not just offensively but defensively for your team this season?
Well, I think he's going to need to give us depth at the point guard position, and I've mentioned that. I think we could play him off the ball some as well, but I think primarily he's going to need to give us depth there. And he's elevated our practices, the competitiveness of our practices. The reality is we wouldn't have brought him in if we didn't feel like we had a need for him. Obviously, as thin as we are, not just the point guard, but at the two. You're looking for another guy that has at least been through college practices before at a high level. And while he was a walk-on at Michigan and didn't play a whole lot, I think he is going to be asked to do some things for us. And, that was the move we felt like was an important one to make, because you don't want to make snap judgments in recruiting in June or July right when you get a job. And he's kind of a known quantity, and we're excited about him being able to give us some depth and back up those positions.
With Jay Sean, how much of that move to play him more on the perimeter has to do with the depth you already have in the post, and maybe not as much? Which does it weigh on more?
Well, part of I think overriding, I believe in trying to play our best players on the floor. So even if you're going to move and juggle your guys around a little bit, I really believe in trying to put your best players on the floor, if at all possible. And if you have 8-5 men, you can't necessarily do that, but if you have some roster flexibility. So that was probably the reason number one. And then, it is out of a necessity. And the fact that we have Kyle Young and Musa and Caleb and Kata and Micah and and Andre, some guys that have some depth there, allow us maybe to slide him down. Most people nowadays are sliding guys to playing small. In some ways we're going to have to play a little bit bigger.
Kyle Young, how's he coming along? Do you think you'll have him for the season opener?
Yeah, I anticipate Kyle will be fine. He's back practicing. Yesterday was his first day back, full go. He's back. I will tell you, we've had a couple guys get nicked up here. Caleb has been out with a sprained ankle I believe he's been out for just about a week. And then Kata had banged knees, but both injuries, we expect those guys to be back in short order. At what point, we're not certain, but we think they'll be back within a week practicing.
Is it a moment of what else could possibly happen when you've done everything you could to try to fill out a roster, and now you got everybody together? And I would think seeing Kata go down anyway has to be horrifying.
Yeah, no, that's right. You're definitely holding your breath. Really, at this point, given how thin we are, any of your rotation guys go down, you're holding your breath, because it can impact your season in such a significant way. Yeah, that was a concern, but he had all the testing, Kata did, and it's a bruise from what we understand. So, it's good to have him back here soon. We don't want to rush it this time of year. It does maybe change a little bit how we want to practice.
So